And I love this energy, which actually I'm so in fond of when people like me and my beautiful, incredible, epic guest today. My audience, you have no idea. We actually kind of start just chatting, and then let's we actually record because we already in so cool vibration and note, right? So we just actually now follow the stream.
Okay.
So yes, welcome, my beautiful, beautiful audience. Look at us. How lucky you are today to watch two. Okay, I'm so shy, right? Uh, Two most beautiful, inspirational ladies ever. Oh, finally, I am surrounded by the vibration of my, I don't know, sister or tribe from my family. That's for sure. And you will be understand it. No, actually, everybody who knows me, they can see, they can, without no words, already feel and see it. So, welcome to the very special episode in my life because I believe it was just something with me. No, actually, it's quite cool to be unique and experience that other people so unique and brave. And I have this guest today, and her name is Jenny, and it's Jenny Cova. And I'm trying just to give a brief presentation, but she's so amazing, she's so diverse. Oh my god, so it's really will be difficult just to give a brief short presentation. First of all, welcome to episode of Diversity is the Game Changer. And I'm trying always to give a funny title or little bit different title to my episode, Jenny. And yesterday I was actually already in my bed, and you have inspired me so much by your quoting because you're so smart, your reflection on Instagram, your of course your type of life, because we all people, we live on the earth, you live on in the sky, right? So I was like, okay, this could be title, no this one, no this one. So I was like, oh my god, sometimes I really actually find difficult to find something, but with you it was opposite. So that's I made the title like this because we all the time heard this quote, sky is the limit. I never understood who actually discovered it, how it can be limit. No. And
No
now
limit.
I know you are the
Sky's limitless.
so our title is Sky is Not the Limit, Sky is My Home by Jenny Cova. Right.
Oh,
Because I also wanted to give like dancing in the sky or with the sky, like but sky is your home. That's why for you it's definitely not limits. It starts there. Your life starts there. Oh my god. So today we have an extraordinary guest who is not just redefining an adventure, but also pushing the limits of what's possible. Please welcome epic, iconic, unbelievable Jenny Kova, like I said. As an elite adventure sports athlete, brand ambassador, life coach, author, and CEO of Team Unicorn Productions, Jen is absolutely phenomenal force to be reckoned with. Welcome to our show, darling.
thank you so much for having me, honey. I'm honored to be here with you.
Thank you. And I was not finished, audience. You believe about her? No, no. So from skydiving and base jumping, just correct me if I don't say something right because it's so unique. You've been already actually teaching me. Thank you so much. Okay, skydiving, base jumping to paragliding and sky dancing. She has carved a path in the skies that challenge the very idea of limits, how I said. But it's not just about the thrill of the jump. Jenny is also a keynote speaker, author, motivational coach. She already was it for me, actually. Founder of, do I pronounce correct? Wengen Select?
Wengen Select.
Wengen Select. Okay, thank you. Using her platform to inspire, coach, and empower others to break free from boundaries and not diverse life. So, in this episode, we will explore how embracing diversity and adventure can lead to truly transformative growth. So, the sky is not the limit, it's her home. So, buckle up, open your mind, and get ready to take the leap of faith with us. Let's podcast dive in our journey. Oh, this is my word, podcast dive. Ah, ooh,
Nice. I love it. Well
I love.
done.
Yes. And my very first question, of course, I would like to know about this little Jenny princess, about my tribe princess, pink one. Oh my God, I have to know. Could you please tell me about this little Jenny? How she was, her dreams? Was it actually limits of her dreams, or she already has been living in sky? Could you tell us? And of course, how your mindset unlimitless shaped your adulthood mindset. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the beautiful introduction you gave me. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I've been a lover of pink ever since I was born, I guess. Pink was always my color, and it remained my color throughout my entire life. And as a little girl, I was very much a dreamer. I would spend hours just in nature, running after the butterflies and talking to the flowers. And what I loved doing was to lie in the grass and look up at the sky. And I would always dream of being up there and playing with the clouds. And as a child, I would have a recurring dream always,
Mm-hmm.
once or twice a year, where I would be on a building or on a cliff and I would fall off it. And before I touched the ground, I would start flying.
Oh
And
my.
so, yeah, that's kind of like where my flying kind of started to come into my mind as a young kid already.
Wow. And what was about your family when actually you gave the first kind of expression that your life will be slightly different? How was the reaction of your mom?
So, well, what happened was that, of course, like as a kid and growing up, I wasn't skydiving or anything like that. I moved back to Switzerland after university,
Mm-hmm.
and I ended up going to a festival. And at
Mm-hmm.
this festival, I saw this 5-minute documentary where they were five athletes that did five different extreme sports discipline, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where I saw wingsuiting for the first time. Wingsuiting is like the squirrel suit
Uh-huh.
that makes you fly. And that's when I saw the first time people jumping with this and starting to fly. And I was at this event with my mom, and I turned around and I looked at her and I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And she smiled at me and she was like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be in the sky. So her initial reaction was a little bit like, I don't
Yeah.
believe you, like this is, but then took me 2 years before I went and I did my first skydive, my first
Mm-hmm.
jump. But no, that's not true, actually. What am I saying? A few days after that, I met the guys that were jumping
Mm-hmm.
at that in that video. And I walked him out to see him actually jump live off of a cliff because I wanted to see it. And I was
Oh.
mesmerized by that. I was like, oh my, wow, it's like being a bird. And then a few days later, I went and I did my first tandem skydive.
Wow. Oh my God.
Mm.
Have you actually warned your mother that you would be doing it, or you have told her after?
No, I did tell her that I was going to go for a tandem skydive, and she was okay with that.
Okay.
She was fine with that. My mom has always been okay with me skydiving. She's not so okay with me base jumping.
Could you please then, like, I love learning. I love training my brain muscles. So, you said I know you already gave me a little bit lessons before our podcast. So you actually saw the first. You said wind swimming. No, shooting. No, how you call it?
Wingsuiting.
Yeah,
Wingsuiting. Wingsuiting
but
is the one with the squirrel suit.
yeah, but
So
still parachute, right?
you still have a parachute, yes.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
first have a free fall with the wingsuit, and then you still deploy the parachute, and you still have the parachute when you're landing. So I guess that your question is, what is the difference between skydiving and base jumping, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
Can you? How old were
skydiving,
you?
excuse me?
to our audience, please,
for
because
your
I
audience.
remember you. I am good, obedient pupil. You have gave me. It's not like,
Yes,
but I want our audience also because it's so
yes, of
interesting.
course. So the difference between skydiving and base jumping, skydiving, you generally jump from about 4,000 meters and you're usually in an airplane or
Mm-hmm,
you are in a helicopter.
mm-hmm,
Your skydiving rig has one parachute.
mm-hmm,
And if that parachute has a problem, you
mm-hmm,
can detach that parachute and you can open up a second parachute, which
mm-hmm,
is known as your reserve parachute.
mm-hmm,
So you're jumping from a higher altitude. Base jumping is an acronym that stands for Building, Antenna, Span, and Earth. It means that you are jumping from a fixed object, and
mm-hmm,
generally it is from a lower altitude, obviously, than skydiving, much lower.
mm-hmm,
And so you only have, in your base jumping rig, you only have one main parachute. So you always want to make sure that it's folded properly. You always want to
mm-hmm,
make sure that you're current. And in skydiving as well, it's important to always be current when you are doing the sport,
mm-hmm. Oh my
right?
God, it's so interesting. I could use just 1 hour of podcast of listening you. You're like magical, man. Like, I'm like this now because yeah, it's so interesting. It's true. Wow, you're a person who can fly. Can you imagine? Whew. But yes, I want to touch a little bit of everything, not everything, but a little bit of your diversity and so many angles you combine in your life, like passionately and so beautifully and so deeply. Because I already conversate with you today about our spiritual brain muscle, how we actually train it every day, because it's not that easy. Okay, today I'm jumping, today I have 1,000 jumps or something. Can you imagine? You should proceed it in our brain. So we have already talked about like experience that sparked your passion. You already mentioned it. Just you said you came back from university, because I can just give you some details to audience, because you've been studying in Italy, right?
Yes,
And
I
what did
studied
you
in
study?
Milan. I studied fashion business. I was
Wow.
going to go in a different direction in my life. I am half Italian, half Swiss,
Mm-hmm.
so it seemed I'm a lover of fashion. So it seemed only natural to me to go to Milan, study fashion business, and then end up working in the fashion world, which is actually where I wanted to go. But then when I left university, I came back up to Wengen, which is the little town I live in, which is an absolute paradise in the Swiss mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And I just came back to do one more course so that my family has a hotel. And so I did this course so that I could manage hotels and restaurants so that somebody in the family would have it.
Okay.
And then as I did that, then I was supposed to go back to Milan to start my life there. But
Mm-hmm.
what happened was that I ended up falling in love with being in Switzerland. And the
Mm-hmm.
city life didn't appeal so much to me anymore. Instead, it's nature that started having my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to stay here. And this led to me discovering all these adventure sports, and my path was here.
But look at you, that you actually now combining like to like this extreme sport and this beauty and elegance and fashion. Still, look at you. You're not just skydiving. You're skydiving
Mm.
in a very fashionista way. Wow,
I think the
amazing.
paths always end up coming together.
Mm.
Wherever
Yeah,
you are meant to go in life, if you follow your passions, they end
exactly.
up aligning in the end.
Exactly. That's why my next question, I will actually love quoting people when I'm talking to them. I'm so inspired by their opinions. And uh, starting from your quote, you wrote that life is your canvas, painted bold, bright, and fearless every single day. The world deserves your colors, and so do you. And of course, we can get incredible evidence how bold and diversified your bright pink canvas is. Mine a little bit pinky also. So, talking about diversity, the subject of our podcast, and it's so relevant to, of course, your beautiful life. And uh, but when we are talking about diversity in our lives, how do you believe we can embrace the full spectrum of our diverse selves and paint our canvas with vibrant colors without fear and judgment? Because we know that we are not that good sometimes with ourselves, right? We judge all the time. So, and what your thoughts about that?
I think that the most important thing in our life is the work that we do on ourselves,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm,
We spend our days working jobs and here and there, but many of us don't actually do the most important work, which is the work on ourselves to be the best version of ourselves. So when you speak about judgment, I feel that it's important that through the work on yourself, you learn to love yourself. And when you learn to love yourself and have compassion for yourself, the judgment falls away.
amazing. Yes, it's exactly what. Actually, it's so strange. I'm quite also grown up girl, but I have found this prominent um, truth of our life, of my life and ours, just 2 years ago, and it's always kind of adversity or really something painful, tragical, actually probably lead us to that adversity. It can be creative fuel for us if we can transform, right? But then, like you said, we always should start with ourselves, right? Because if we don't embrace, respect, love ourselves, then nobody actually is going to do that anyway, because we should set the example for us to find out our inner calling, right? And then people also inspire other people to do the same, to find their true own inner voice. So thank you so much for sharing your opinion about that. And that's why actually we very smoothly can come to next question, because you're also motivational coach, and you your mentorship and everything. I know that you're doing so much also helping other people, because I believe really sharing your experience and knowledge, and even to find the time to write and prioritize to put this knowledge. So now I know in this year I can share a little bit. It will be your book, right?
Mhm.
uh, so could you please share with our audience what this book actually about, and of course, when do you expect it to come, and how our people can then get your book and your and yes, and your motivational story. Thank you.
Mhm. So, I am writing a book which is about befriending your fears or turning your fears into your fuel in life as opposed to your handbrake.
Mm-hmm,
Most people have dreams, some don't have dreams, but very often people don't go after their dreams because of fear of
mm-hmm,
failure, fear of judgment, fear of whatever. Fear is an emotion that all of us deal with. And
mm-hmm,
more often than not, we let fear stop us in our life because we're
mm-hmm,
scared, right? But fear is not here to stop us. Fear is always here to show us a bigger picture. And if
mm-hmm,
we learn when we see fear in our life, as opposed to go, no, I'm not going to do this because I'm scared, but instead you see that fear and you decide to befriend that fear,
mm-hmm,
ask that fear, why are you here? And
mm-hmm,
work with that fear, walk through that fear, because on the other side of fear, there's always a reward and you will always find your freedom.
mm-hmm. Exactly.
I have, obviously, with the sports that I do, I am confronted with stepping outside of my comfort zone most days. You know, I don't believe that you find your greatness in your comfort zone. And so for me, every single day I find something that throws me outside of the comfort zone, be it whatever. You know, it doesn't need to be a jump. It can be like a conversation that might be uncomfortable or
Mm-hmm,
whatnot. But wherever there is something that you are scared of, my advice is always go for it. Take that
Mhm.
leap because generally on the other side, there is growth for you. And where there is growth, there is always a beautiful transformational experience to turn it into wisdom.
Mhm. So it's
So the book
mhm.
is going to be published at the end of this year.
Okay.
And I'll be very happy to offer to the audience a free downloadable copy. You can send me an email so that I have your email address. Let me know that you're interested in a free downloadable copy.
Mhm.
My email address is jenny@jenny-cova.com.
Mhm.
And yeah, once the book is ready at the end of the year, I'll be sure to have a copy sent to you.
Thank you so much, first of all, for sharing this knowledgeable information. And first of all, congratulations with your efforts, and the book is coming. So, and of course, for the sharing beautiful gift with our audience that they can get free downloading. And I can assure that we can put your email in the post on Instagram and LinkedIn if you want
Yes.
with your email. Then exactly what you are being given now, and then people can go and reach out directly to you for
Mhm.
your book. Amazing. And I know from my experience, and I already know a little bit from your experience from our previous conversation. And of course, fear, yes, fight or flight fear, it's our primarily, I know, everything between love, freedom, and fear, right? Basically. And like you said, you have to deal with fear, especially making this very exceptional type of sport. And I remember last time I was asking, but actually every time you're doing that, are you scared? Do you have a fear, right? And I know, so audience, I can open you a little bit, just that when I asked also Jenny how many times she had already jumped and did everything, right? So could you share a little bit more your private story about how you actually deal with fear on daily basis, and whether you are scared, and every single jump is it the same type of fear, or you sometimes say, I already done that, so this one I'm not fear anymore, or this is actually fuel that, oh, this I'm a little bit fearful, that's why I want to do it. How it's working for you? It's magnetic, or it's like, oh, okay. It's just so interesting because I tried
Every
yesterday to imagine. I need to know. I have to know.
so every jump is unique. Every
Mhm.
jump is unique. In skydiving, I am scared when I try new things, when I jump in new locations, when I
Mhm.
jump with new people, when every time there is something new, of course,
Mhm.
that you haven't tried yet, that brings up, of course, a little bit of fear. That is skydiving. In base jumping, which is a discipline where you jump off cliffs and
Mhm.
buildings, I'm scared on every single jump because really learning to im- you're jumping off of a fixed object, right?
Mhm.
So it is natural that your brain is scared.
Mhm.
For me, what really helped me with base jumping is meditation and
Mhm.
learning to breathe properly and
Mhm.
being fully focused.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's really what helps me with base jumping. And in base jumping, it's actually really important to be scared because if you get complacent with a sport like base jumping, it actually becomes very dangerous.
Mhm.
So having fear is actually healthy as long
Okay.
as you can control your fear.
Okay.
And going back to my journey, when I started skydiving when was about 12 years ago.
Mhm.
And I've always been very good at every sports that I did, like I'm a skier, I was always in all the teams and I've always been good in every sports that I did. But when I started skydiving, I walked into skydiving with, like I'll be good at this and things. And instead, I really wasn't. like when I started skydiving, it was not an easy sport for me to learn because everything that was natural and logic in my brain, in
Mm-hmm.
skydiving, you do the opposite of what is logic in your brain. And so
And
at the beginning, for me, it was, are you there?
yes, I'm here.
Sorry, I lost you. Sorry.
No, no, it's okay, it's okay.
Sorry.
But mhm,
So what I was saying is that at the beginning for me when I started skydiving, it really wasn't so easy. And I continued skydiving for quite some time, but I realized that it was a sport in which I wasn't very talented.
mhm,
And so my unhealthy ego back then was
okay.
always in competition, but instead of being in competition with myself to be the best version of myself, I was in
Mhm,
competition with others. And so when I initially started skydiving, I wasn't having so much fun, nor was I improving the way I wanted. And I was incredibly hard on myself all
mhm,
the time. And the discipline that I wanted to learn, which is known as freestyle, which is sky dancing, is was for me basically when I started, I just couldn't do it. And so for some time, for 5 long years, I actually stopped skydiving because I
mhm,
couldn't deal with the fact that I wasn't good at it. And then 5 years later,
mhm,
an event happened in my life that embarked me on my spiritual journey. And I started to learn to be patient with myself. And I started to, have compassion for myself and fall in love with myself. And as I started my spiritual journey, I went back into skydiving with the dream of learning how to skydance, but with patience and love for myself this time and with a healthy ego. And so that's when my journey actually began in skydiving. But a lot of it had to do with fear of failure, that I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to do it. And for some time, I stopped skydiving because of it.
yes, and it's so incredibly strong story. It's actually when you started first. Yes, it was Sparkle which has embarked actually the skydiving dance between you and your ego. Actually, right? And through all this, wow! Look at your special journey. You came to the most powerful truth of our life because we are all spiritual being with human experience, and we just
That's
need
right.
to find our own path, how to discover
And the
that
nicest journey to go on in your life is the journey of discovering who it is that you truly are, what it
exact.
is that your heart truly wants.
Mhm,
And it's my hope that I know a lot of people are on this journey. And like I said, it's a beautiful journey to be on, and I wish the whole world would be on it.
mhm.
It's
I just
work.
want
It's for sure is work, but it's
hard, intense practice every
right?
single day. Like I showed you yesterday, wait, no, today, right? That my very good friend Sean Swarner, which I already shared with you, the only one who has survived right after two cancer and now has made this grand adventure slam, North Pole, South Pole by skiing and seven summits, all that stuff. But he said,
Amazing, so inspiring.
right? But
Yes,
come on. He said every single day micro change. You start everything. It's practice. That's why you cannot just suddenly be born. Oh, today, everything will be changed in my life like this, and today I will be. Yes, I will start self-loving practice and stop harshing and self-criticize. So everything, like I said, I love this big hill challenge, his program that like we may say that to be there on Kilimanjaro top first, sometimes you just even probably doesn't have to start on the middle where you probably already are in your life, right? Sometimes you really need to go down to base camp and train. Sometimes our setbacks, it's
oh
actually
yeah.
not setbacks, it's preparing our skills which we need there afterwards. But
Yeah.
to understand that in spiritual lands, oh my god, it's intensive job, so I can imagine.
Yeah, and you need to also understand that everything that comes for you is for you. It's not against you. So
Mhm.
whatever the life, the universe brings to you, as long as you cannot fight it and you can go with it, and even if it hurts, understand that there is a beautiful gift, which is a beautiful lesson that hopes helps you on your path of growth.
Mhm.
It's wonderful, but it's never easy, right? Sometimes we just get these slaps on our faces, and sometimes it's not easy to see it as a gift. But yeah.
Especially in the beginning, yes. And can you share your more of your actually personal story, because also it kind of came game changer, it has happened, and how actually was it some special, you already mentioned was your personal story, you don't need to open, but like it's also like, you know, some circumstance or people, or because I know you are a follower of Joe Dispenza, right? Like what
Yes.
kind of um steps you preferred in the beginning of your journey, and what actually now, because we know actually the great success happens because of these small steps, right? Could you advise our audience what actually you are doing on daily basis still to be able to then meet this okay, like healthy fear, and to deal with actually life which is so intense now, we like, you know, political situation, stress level, social media, and everything. But every single day, what is your you know, small secrets, small pink secrets, small pink gems?
So I wake up in the morning and I do a meditation. I
Hmm.
meditate every single morning from the first day that I started meditating.
Hmm.
I've almost never missed a day.
Hmm.
And it's become my happy place, because to
Hmm.
me, meditation is not just a moment where you go and you bliss out. You know, sure, we have those meditations, but meditation to me is that moment that you take for yourself to go
Hmm.
inside yourself to check if everything is all right. You know,
Hmm.
how's your brain doing? How's your heart doing? You know, how's your soul doing? Is everybody getting along?
Hmm.
Is it loud in there? Is it calm in there? That for me is what's important, and I love to go there every day, sometimes just to check in, sometimes because I'm manifesting and I'm wanting to attract certain things in my life, and sometimes, you know, you never decide really what happens in a meditation. It just
Hmm.
catches you by surprise. Some days you go and you're in your head and it just doesn't work, and that's why people say meditation is so hard. Well, it's like everything, right? When you start to ski or you start to play tennis, you don't know how to do it immediately. You need to put a little bit of time in there, and it will get better every day. But yes, sometimes we are in our head, and that's okay. As long as you sat down and you took time for yourself, that is an amazing meditation. And if in the meantime your brain just goes off and you're in your thoughts and things like that, if you manage to be aware of that and call your your thoughts back, that is a fantastic meditation. So I had to learn that at the beginning as well, because obviously we're critical at the beginning, and I should be doing this and I should be doing that. You should be doing nothing.
Hmm.
You should just be taking time for yourself every day to become the best version of yourself. That's all you need to do. And that's what I engage in every morning. You know, it can be anywhere from half an hour to 2 hours. It depends how much time I have. It depends what's going on in my life. And then after I do that, or sometimes before I do that, I have a journal. I
Hmm.
either journal, and what I have started doing now every day since 90 days is this list called My Heart's Desires.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it's, who am I? Who do I want to be, you know? So my heart's desire, for me, the first one is I am unconditionally happy, meaning that my happiness is dependent on myself and everything that comes from inside, and not things that come from the outside, because too often we need things from the outside in order to be happy inside, but it should really be the other way around. Because if we are happy and at peace inside ourselves, then dealing with the world and everything that's happening on the outside is a different story. And everything that comes that is wonderful is just an added value in our life. So that is what I do on my daily practice
Mm-hmm.
with regards to that. And then it depends what day I have ahead. I always try to do sports during the day. I always have work to deal with. I make sure that I nourish my soul with whatever passion I have, whether it is flying, whether it is going for a hike, whether it is being in nature, whether it is skiing, whatever it is. I always make sure to fuel what I need first.
Mm-hmm.
Often in life, people say that you need to be selfless.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, being selfless is great, but you got to be selfish before you can be selfless. Because if you first don't fill your own tank, you cannot give from an empty tank. And so, in my opinion and in my life, I always make sure that first I give to me and then I can give to others. And I very, very happily give to others. But I need to fill my soul first.
Absolutely lovely, because I have manifestation and a confirmation of this through every single day, because it's like, even okay, transfer me to our digital era. If you don't have good signal Wi-Fi, how you can be a spot, right? How can you
That's right.
be a part?
Yes, that's very nicely put.
That's why we nothing. It's not possible, right? That's why we need really to, first of all, make sure that we have something for ourselves, and then we can embrace this, right, from our fulfillment, not because we are drained and we just feel on really empty motor, right? Doesn't help at all. And yes, and now I would like to, before we start again speaking about profoundly deep conversation, I love doing that, especially with you, because it so much really appeals to me. What I'm discovering now, like, in my life, recent last 2 years, especially after the war broke in Ukraine. So for me also, every single day now, the most precious commodity of our life, it's time. And then I'm also trying to understand how I should use my time and my energy. What should I really prioritize, right? Is it drain me? Is it give me energy? Is it yes, it's completely opposite. But this podcast not about me, it's about you. But before that, actually, because you are so diverse, you have so much uh different angles what you are doing in your life. And of course, I couldn't get avoid, because we are all girls, we are fashionista, and you and me were pink fashionista, and especially because you also beautiful, like emerging in of all this magic. So I cannot not touch this story about skydiving in heels. It's actually, I'm so blessed, because of this story I have discovered you, because
Yeah.
I was on my way back from Morocco with kids and my husband. No, recently it was Christmas, and I bought the book in London, which is 21st managers you should know about in 21st century, because my PhD about diversity, and I always try to get some really approach from people who has successful career, and all of them about diversity, right? And then number three, it was this lady who was in contact with you, right? And because of
Yes.
that, you were skydiving heels, the first one in the history ever. And that's, I was like, oh my God, I have to find. So I was like, it was 3 in the morning. I was sitting with my dog. She's also fashionista. I was like, oh my gosh, Chanel, you have no idea. When I opened your account on Instagram and saw all your beautiful, do you think I saw heels or everything was pink and flying? I was like, this is my destiny. And I reposted your story. It's actually how we get to know each other.
Yeah.
And you
I
have
connect.
no idea. Before you actually uh, reach out back to me, you have no how many actually people who really knows me, right? Loves me for who I am, my still childish pink wall inside and all that stuff. They were like, oh my God, Valeria, who is this girl? This is amazing. This is this is so true. You have to know. You have to get to know each other. I said, yes, I know. It's exactly what hit me 3 in the morning. And I just hope she will answer me because she's so famous. You see, she's skydiving these hills for this lady. And I was so happy when you actually answered me. Maybe okay, yes, heels, but I felt like, oh, of course it's boundaries, my tribe, like pink and everything. But now I would like really you to share this story, because actually you see everything is not coincidence, right? It's like book story, and now you and me sitting, I'm sure one day we will meet each other.
Synchronicities.
Yes, and we will create the change. We're already doing that. So but can you
Yes.
ask our audience about this skydiving in hills?
Yes.
I'm intrigued first, you see.
Yeah. Yes. So I got contacted by Sarah Blakely. For those of you who don't know Sarah Blakely, she is the founder of Spanx, and she is an amazing entrepreneur. She is incredibly inspiring and she's doing a lot. And lately, she's launched the first sneaker with a heel. The brand is called Sneaks.
Mhm,
And I got contacted by her team last summer
mhm.
because she wanted to see this sneaker with a heel, the sneaks, in the sky. She wanted me to skydive it, and then she wanted me to safely land this heel.
Wow.
Now, when I saw the picture of this heel, I was like, wow, beautiful shoe because it's also very fashionable. I mean, the model is great. For those of you that haven't seen it, go check it out.
Mhm,
Sneaks.com. It's amazing. But what was funny with my story in this is that I broke my tibia and my fibula last year in January.
mhm,
So I came from this injury, and when she contacted me, I had started skydiving again since a month.
mhm.
But skydiving and landing a heel was,
Oh my.
when I saw the heel initially, I was like, oh my God, yeah, sure. Send the shoe over. Let me try it. Let me see if I can do this. I didn't say that I come from an injury.
Mhm,
I looked at it and I felt very honored that I was being contacted to do this
mhm,
collaboration with her. And so when the heel arrived, but I was obviously scared because I was like, wow, this is probably not the best idea with me just coming back from an injury. I still have the plate inside, the
mhm,
bone is still healing. But then at the same time, I also know that my universe works for me. It doesn't work against me. So it would never present me with an opportunity like this if I
mhm.
couldn't actually do it. And
Amazing.
so she sent me four beautiful pairs of shoes, and I put them on for because I could not walk with normal heels. Like when she
Mhm,
asked me to do this jump and I tried my heels at home, I couldn't walk with them. It was too painful. But when
mhm,
her shoes arrived and I tried them, they were super comfortable. And I
mhm,
walked around with them. I kind of did little jumps off of the stairs,
mhm,
and I just practiced. I practiced how it would be to land, and I would practice how the things that I would need doing to do this jump. And then
mhm.
I felt confident, and yeah, we came to an agreement. I went to do the jump, and it was a beautiful experience. And I'm very grateful for this collaboration that I had the opportunity to work on.
Wow, what a fantastic story. Please, I not just recommend, I order you, everybody from my order, you have to see it. You have never ever in million times can miss it. It's like, can you skydiving dancing in pink heels? It's huh? Can you imagine that? Of course, my mind in 3 in the morning, I woke up totally, you know. But you said like four pair of shoes, all of them were pink.
No, I have a green pair and a silver pair and one that is like multicolor. But
Yeah,
I chose to do the jump with we chose to do the jump with the pink ones. It seemed most matching.
of course, because
Of course.
I wanted to comment, like you said. Yeah, of course, you could never say the opportunity no, and I said, of course, and your favorite pink holy color, it has no idea, no brain. It had to secure you sure landing. And I saw this beautiful video, and you also shared with me before that the God and nature and everything was with you that day, right? That
It really was because in order to do that jump, I definitely I needed to have a certain type of wind.
mm-hmm,
Um, call it headwind. You have headwind so that it slows you down when you land.
mm-hmm.
And the winds were just perfect. The weather was perfect. Everything was perfect.
Oh, so lovely. But when we're speaking about luck, we know that behind this word from 5 letters, what lays? Work, determination, every single, I don't know, attempt not to give up, give away, right? So we all people know what means actually luck, right? But I'm so happy really that you have done this, and I how actually I could discover you. So it's amazing. And now, before we start wrapping up, and at the end will be a little bit playing the game. So I would like, of course, to touch the subject, which is now my okay, not new passion, but the vocabulary, the new term. Actually, I've discovered recently because I used to have just medical language about disorders, disabilities, and what I'm displaying OCD disorder, right? So I'm beautifully now can finally wrap in nice word for me. It's even if I write it with pink words that even can appeal to me. It's neurodiversity, right? So many people now identified they have neurodivergence, and you and me we have touched a little bit before already, and it's actually for people who probably just join us now. I can give very brief um, information that biodiversity, it's like we're embracing that everybody different. Neurodiversity, it's actually the difference of our brain, how our brain cognitive functions, connections are working, perceive information, memory, how we are differently wired. That's why I mean we should embrace it as well. That's why we're unique and beautiful. But we still have a long way to go, I believe, in society to get away from stigma and discrimination and everything, right? So, and if we are talking about neurodiversity and your personal reflection, opinion, right? And also, I believe like you're the only one in the whole world. I can then merge these two types, and then I can ask you, how do you actually believe the practice of skydiving, sky dancing, paragliding, or base jumping, right? This quite extreme sport, which actually very uh, takes a lot of focus on everything which you have already mentioned, right? What you should really do with your brain to be able uh, to be in this sport, right, and enjoy it. So, and of course, it's about need to focus, adaptability, and overcoming fear, right? But do you believe this sport can help? Is some unique insights or benefits for individuals like me, neurodivergent, or it's too much actually? I
For
believe
you
like,
to skydive, for example?
for example, oh, this is my dream. I'm crazy. I will
Well,
be.
I
I
was
will come
about
to
to
you, and
say
I will be.
you've
My first will
expressed
be.
it.
My first will be. I will
Yeah,
come in pink, and we do it together. Pink unicorn and
yes,
koala. Absolute. That's right
yes.
now.
That's
But
a great idea. I'd love to
yeah.
do that.
But general, you believe people like ADHD, OCD, autism, I don't know what, dyspraxia, dyslexia, and this type of very special, beautiful sport discipline you are presenting, displaying brilliantly. If we like interaction, we believe it can be good, or I don't know, actually, just brainstorming with
I
you.
think I think that what I want to say here is that we're all unique human beings, and some people feel called towards doing air sports, and some people it's absolutely not for them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So I feel that if a person wants to do it and it's their dream, they should
mm-hmm,
for 100%, whatever it is their dream, always go for it, because whenever you go after your passions, whenever you chase your dreams, you're bringing value into your life. And so that is always helpful, but it doesn't mean that it needs to be air sports. It can be anything else.
mm-hmm,
And again, I think with all of these things that we've just been speaking about now, what truly helps at the end of the day is the
mm-hmm,
work that you do on yourself,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that is the foundation. You can, with the work that you do on yourself, you can heal a lot of things within yourselves. When you start working on yourself and you go back throughout your life, you go back into your programmings, you start to heal your traumas that you can't even remember what they are, but perhaps they've so built up within yourself and you so haven't dealt with them that they ended up creating a disease that you are now dealing with. More
Mm-hmm.
often than not, I'm not saying always, but people that have a disease or have a situations in their life, once they start to work on themselves and they go back in their lives and they go and heal their traumas, oftentimes you
Correct.
start to heal,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially with Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, if you don't know it, I encourage you to read his book, Becoming Supernatural. Look at his testimonials that he has on YouTube. I mean, when I've gone to his retreats, I see miracles. I see people from wheelchairs standing up. You see people that have healed cancer. You see people that heal depression. I mean, you literally become the witness of miracles. And we do have the power to heal ourselves, but you need to want to do the work on yourself as well.
Yes, amazing. I love it so much. This is very powerful message. Thank you, because I agree with you. It's everything about your true core values. When you will be able to face them, not to actually escape, because everybody now try to um, fill every single day with this grand to-do list just to escape actually what's actually inside. It's very fearful. So you're a hero. I know you're a hero that you can meet your true self every single day and stay with this. You're changing because you every single day you are also evolving. You're a different person, right? And
For
it's
sure.
scary. It's so scary. So many people now escape to all possible distractions, but not meeting ourselves. But when you, it's true, when you know you through three five core values and you just double check how they are doing today, are you in aligning with actually core values this day, what you are planning now, kind of, you never know what can happen, but how in your like approach are everything what you are trying to put your energy through aligned with your core values, right? And then like you said, doesn't matter, because for me I love air. I was like flying a little bit with parachute, but like with a boat and like zipper lines, all that stuff I love very much. But it doesn't matter, like my OCD, it gives me a very nice feeling afterward of achievement, right? And I feel my strong, because I also, of course, I fear, because I face this fear. It's the same with my OCD, with these intrusive thoughts. I have to fear them. It's kind of the same approach. So for me it helps. But it's all, but I'm not fan of water, for example. And then it doesn't matter, OCD, not OCD. I love air, but water is like, okay, I don't see what inside, and it's like, oh, and this is fish and a little bit cold, and I don't know, I can't see. I love,
That's not
I
for
love
you.
the sky. I love sky. I love, like, actually I love these always high cars, because I have I like this, like kind of having control that I can see what's happening beneath, below. But if I don't see, then like, what's strange, like cognitive. So it's true. But when actually all of us can meet every single day our truly ourselves core values, then you never be afraid of height, uh, deep sea or something, because then if you are in peace with your soul, then you can meet any circumstance of the day, because you never know what actually this day brings to you, right?
That's right.
So, thank you so much. Amazing, amazing. I love conversating with you. Oh, I could sit and do it a lot, a
Same.
lot. um and I was like also, like, to have very profound deep conversations, and I'm so grateful when people share that time and truly honest story with me. I'm always learning. I'm every student. So thank you. You've been my mentor and my teacher today. Great teacher.
And you mine?
Thank you. And now we have a plan to skydive together. And
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
it can be my wish now, Mish, because this year I'm turning 45 years, and then I have to celebrate with something very special, right? Then
Amazing.
I
Amazing.
know it.
I think, yes. Yes. I think
Exactly.
you start with a skydive tandem. That's a great 45th birthday present.
Oh my God, Jenny, now I'm manifesting. It's true. I really wish for myself from this lamp that you and me in pink duo, beautiful pink duo, amazing.
Where are you going to be in June?
In June?
Where are you
Where
going
am
to
I?
be in June?
No,
Yes.
now after this podcast, where you decide us to skydive.
Well, I'm going to be in Norway in June.
Okay, then, because I saw your Instagram yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, she was here, right? And this
Yes,
pink, wow, not
I'm going to spend 5 weeks in traveling around Norway skydiving and base jumping this summer. So I will be in Voss skydiving. So why don't you come down and
Jenny,
let's get to
but then don't break.
skydiving.
I know at least where you will be in June. You will be first visiting me, staying
Okay.
with me in my
Okay.
house. I will show you my pink workshop. You meet first my
Amazing.
pink koalas and my painted very Barbie pink furniture I made. I will be hosting you here, and then we go together and skylight. Then we have a plan. And then we can
Sounds
have podcast and live story. Oh my God.
amazing. It
We
sounds
can
great.
actually can have
We just
that. You
made an
told me last
amazing plan.
time.
Yeah.
We will be the first one. Oh my God. You see, lamp? But okay, this is my wish. And now you
Oh
see,
my God, you have a lamp. I need to get one.
yeah.
Such a
Oh,
good
okay.
idea.
Okay. And this Aladdin lamp, and I'm sorry. Because I'm like you a little bit. I tried to anyway to make and fulfill wish, not just for myself, other people, and it's already 20 wishes here. It's small baby, but no, it's like you and me, it's very tough one. It's pink one, that's why it's very tough one. So you are
Amazing.
my number 21, that's why. Is it placed? Of course. It's now time for pink wish. So this lamp, now you cannot make three, sorry, because we need place for all people, right? We okay, but we, you and me, we're very generous, we can
We are.
get along with one wish. So what would that wish be for my
I need
lamp?
to make a wish.
Yes, you need to make a wish, and we put here.
Oh, well, then let's throw in that tandem in Voss this summer, the two of us.
Then we have double trouble. You see?
Right?
Okay, look like this. Okay, now it's sealed. Wow, now
Perfect. I'm
it's sealed.
excited. I'll send you my dates of when I'm gonna be where.
Okay. Okay, but then you should adjust a little bit to Trondheim, right? Have you been to
Yeah, so
Trondheim?
the thing is I'm going to be traveling down from Switzerland with my van.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
just from so I'll let me just have a look at the map
Yeah,
and you show me where you are and we'll either come to yours or we'll meet in Voss or we figure it out, but we'll meet.
absolutely. That's now, it's already here. So come on.
It's done.
Yes,
Sealed.
it's done. Yeah. Okay, so what can I say after this? Oh my God! Now definitely, I have so many, even more pink wishes, and I know. Yes, we always should be true voice of ourselves, right? Pink is because everybody, like, I'm in Norway, and here, like, gray and black, even brown, a little bit too much color. And can you imagine me with my pink car when I drove first time? My
I
very
love it.
like this. My car was like this color.
I love it.
I will send you the picture with pink eyelashes and eyeliner and
You
button.
showed me. It's amazing. I love it. So
So can
good.
you imagine, right? So that's why why we have of had to meet each other, of course.
Yeah.
So I would like to thank you so much from all the bottom of my pink heart to your pink heart. And we have a plan now for sharing your beautiful, inspirational story. You're so beautiful inside out. I wish as many as possible vibrations for you so that you can interact somehow and come into life of people like you've came to me. And I wish like people could discover you somehow often and many more times. You're so inspirational. You're so sexual.
Thank you, my love.
So, and of course, I would like to thank our audience for staying with us. Again, about the book. So we will put all the information in our post and we will share with you, but you can always reach out to me and to Jenny and stay, of course, now tuned for more news. And then I would just to wrap up with your quote again. Every landing, no matter how turbulent, is a testament to your courage to take this leap. Trust the journey, embrace the descent, and celebrate the moment your feet touch the ground, stronger and braver than before. Thank you, my love. And if you have any final thoughts to our audience, so please, your not final. I hope we have you again. Of course, now we have again, but for today.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. It's been wonderful to talk to you, and I feel very honored to have been invited on your show. Thank you. And I feel that the only thing that I want to say is to always make sure that you stay true to your heart and that you find out what it is that your heart truly desires and that you find the greatness inside of you to go after every single one of your dreams that you have. Because if your dreams are there, there's a reason for it. The universe has placed them there for a reason. So go after them. Chase your dreams.
Chase your dreams. Thank you, everybody, and stay tuned with us. Wow, I'm so blessed. This is my last quote for today. Thank
Thank you
you
so much. Bye, my love.
much. Bye, my love.
Take
See you.
care.
Bye.
Bye.